Welcome back to No Man's Land and the Everything Challenge. We're over here in our olive vineyard, olive grove, and they are ready for harvesting. It's the end of October. October's been a super long month, lots and lots of harvesting going on, and this olive grove is the final part of that. Out there in the field that we used to have sugar beets in, you can see that I've staged a whole lot of tractors. The Fendt is ready with the plow, and we're going to run the plow through this field. Get it ready, and we'll get the worker on that. And then to follow them up is the Massey with the stone picker, and then lastly the JCB who has the planter. And the goal here is to put in barley. So looking at the calendar, we can see that this is the last month available to put barley on the ground. Last episode we put in our wheat, and so the barley is the last thing to do. Instead of trying to make a new field for it, we're just going to reuse this sugar beet field. We've produced so much, there's no way that our sugar mill is going to run out. So we're going to use this field for barley this year. Talking of the wheat that we've already done, we'll start that guy off after the stone picker's done a couple of laps. The New Holland is sitting here with the herbicide sprayer on it, and that needs to be deployed out here on where we put our wheat in. I'm just going to set it off here, and the worker will probably miss the right hand side, but it will get most of the work done. Also, it'll probably hit that trailer, and we'll deal with that when it happens. So let's get the spraying started. We'll also have to do that to what will become the barley field. Now, next thing we need to do is those olives, but if you look at the top right corner, 6,000 in the bank is not going to pay the bills. We're going to, I think, need probably in the range of, I think, $15,000. I don't think it's going to even tell us yet. I think we need about $15,000. So we need to make a quick $10,000, $20,000. We do have a fair bit of silage, and silage isn't the worst price this time of year. I think it's kind of near the top. So currently we can get $325 up at the main shop and $323 locally. If we look at that, it's quite high. It's not too bad. It's a nice easy one to do. So let's get out maybe let's say maybe 8 of those. We'll get them loaded up into the trailer. Do we actually have a spare tractor? Or is everybody being used? I think this might be the job for the Landini. I'm pretty sure it's going to have the horsepower required to move that trailer. It shouldn't be too bad, but it's the only tractor we have left. I mean, I could have used that JCB right there that has the planter on it, but it's already kind of staged to go with the barley. These guys are doing their thing. Let's run over, get the bales. Alright, that's those guys loaded. Let's see if we can make it up the hill over here. The Landini is currently configured to be the default horsepower. I think it's only about 70 horsepower. This is a mod. The only slight difference between this and the normal one is it lets you change the engine all the way up to, I think it's 190 horsepower, where the normal one only lets you upgrade to about 120 or something. So, but it's not upgraded at this point, so it's still quite stock. Let's get this sold, and then hopefully we've got enough money to get that grape. No, it's not grape harvester, the olive harvester. So 8 bales. I think there's 5,000 or 7,000 liters in a bale. So a little bit. Yeah, $15,000. Not too bad. Right, let's get that olive harvester. Lease, 15. Shouldn't need it for more than an hour. Highly, highly doubt we're going to make a profit on this thing. So as you can see, the olives are fed through the middle here. These bars shake everything. The olives drop down to these cup things, and then they get lifted up and put into these storage bins. This one's slightly bigger than the grape one. It has probably about an extra 3 feet of height. So they actually are different models, even though they do look very, very similar, the grape one and the olive one. I'm not having high hopes here. The olives aren't that big either, as in the amount of meterage. For the grapes, we had 300 meters times 10 rows, so 3,000 meters. And out of the 3,000 meters, we made 15,000 grapes, so 5 liters of grapes per meter. I don't think we've got anywhere close to that here. I think there's probably about half the length, if that. And I think, do we have 10 rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so the same number of rows, but not the length. So let's get a little time lapse going as we go up and down here. We'll turn the machine on. I've got to unfold it first. Lifts it up. The wheels adjust for the slope of the land, I think. You can see that vibration action. Alright, let's get this done and see if we can even make a profit here with the grapevines that we've got. Or with the olive vines we've got. And with this last row, looks like we're going to end up with maybe 8,000, 7,000 litres of olives. The capacity is pretty good. I think it's good for about 3,000 or 4,000 litres, this harvester. Allowed us to go up and down 5 times. So with a 10-row crop, that's worked out quite well, with this length at least. We'll have to do the math and work out what olives are worth and whether we can even cover the $15,000 leasing cost. I mean, the actual hours on this is nothing. It's at 0.2, so we could have a grove that's like 2 or 3 times the width of this and still have the same harvest cost. So let's put this in the silo and see what our grand total is. Looks like our terraforming around here hasn't been too bad. The angles and everything make it quite useful. So let's put this in here and get our grand total. I'll put the name of the mod on the screen. It's a really nice model. I think the way that it has the shed integrated with the silo works out quite well. Nice, and yeah, it fits the. It's quite a good model. It fits the style of the game. So we can jump out of that. Let's return that before we get any more leasing costs. So 0.2 hours. So we could easily have maybe done 3 or 4 times the cost of that. And the actual capacity, what did we end up with? That silo does give us a number in here, which is fantastic. So 6,840. So 6.8 times 1.2 is roughly $8,000. So not even half of what we had to do, 15,000. If we turn this into oil, it goes up to 5,000. But the question is it 1-to-1 or 1-to-2? We do own the production, so we can work that out. So it would have been worth 8,000 as pure olives. But if we change it into olive oils, which is 2-to-1, that 6,800 liters would turn into 3,400 liters. And then 3,400 times 5 means $15,000. So this crop just pays for itself if we turn it into olive oil. And then there is the added benefit that that olive oil could be used in, for example, the potato chip factory and give it a little bit more boost. So yeah, our looks like our olive trees, our olive grove, vineyard, whatever you want to call it, barely covers its own costs. I think going forward, we want to maximize that. We should increase the length, and we should also maybe increase the width. Currently, let's work out how many liters we got per meter. Over there, we had 300 meters at 10 wide, so 3,000 meters a crop, and that made 15,000. This, if we look at our bottom left corner, you can see our coordinates, particularly the 646 and the 1793. So 646, and we'll find out how long this is. And because there's 5 over here, we'll take the average, which is here. 646, 783. So 140 meters. 140 times 10 is 1,400. 1,400 into 6,800. Once again, much like the grapes, it's roughly 5 liters per meter. So yeah, I think the goal is to make this bigger. I am planning to put a road through here, like where I'm walking right now, that curves up, goes around, and goes through there, and then we'll have our house over here. So I think we'll, if we do expand these olives, we'll make it a very square type thing. Let's get those olives over into the oil mill so they're actually making some money. We'll use the Landini for this. We can put this trailer back to where it was, and then we'll pick up a trailer. The olives don't use the grapevine trailer. The grapevine one only takes grapes. We just need to use a normal trailer for this. So squeeze this back into storage, and we'll pick up a trailer. I'm not seeing any hanging around. Where is a trailer? Oh, there they are, around the corner here. I mean, for 70 horsepower, it's still pretty good. It still does its job. I think this is a bit of an ask for it, but we will see if it can do it. I am tempted when we have a bit more money to increase the engine on this, just so we have another workhorse tractor. Alright, let's get this positioned. Fill it up with olives. And let's get it over to our oil mill. Come on, little Landini, you got this. As we go past our cows, thanks to the moo. Other jobs that we can start considering, there's things like that manure piles building up. I think the straw and all that stuff is good. All our supplies and the cows are good. Pretty sure pigs are happy as well. We do need to buy some horses. I might actually do that today to get the months rolling. Looks like the Fendt has finished the ploughing of this field. The stone picker is full, so we need to get that reset. Lots of materials hanging around, but we've already... Ooh, that's heavy. We've already sold everything that's at its maximum for October. So money is a little bit tight. Our loan is maxed out. We cannot get any more loan. it allowed us to get $810,000, I think it was, of loan. So going into November, December, we'll definitely keep an eye on the market and start selling as much as we can to get that loan definitely brought down to a reasonable amount. We're about, I think it's March when all the planting starts again, so we don't have that much to do from a farm point of view for the next couple of months. So I think the next couple of episodes will be very logging focused. Our new productions up here have all been filled up except the sawmill. Actually, we'll go over there first. So all these have material, like for example, this is the sugar mill to our right. But our sawmill up here, our new one, is empty. So we need to log a whole lot of stuff and then deliver it to here. And then that will keep all of the platinum expansion stuff happy. The potatoes over here, Potato Crisp Factory, I believe has potatoes in it and oils. And these this oil that I'm carrying right now will just get moved across the road. It'll go from the oil factory here on our right across to the potato factory on our left. Over there in the distance is our paper mill factory, which is also empty of wood, so we also need to organize that. Let's get these olives delivered and make them about twice as valuable as they are as raw products. And we can turn that production on. So down here, olive oil, we can activate that. So we've got lots of sunflowers because we used our massive cotton field to give us the sunflower crop. So this is where the bulk of our material will come from. And then we'll just augment that with a little bit of olives. And olives, I have it set to storing. I think I actually may keep it that way because I want to have the very first pallet of everything available. We've got plenty of sunflower oil coming out, and I think this guy, yeah, has been delivered it. So cool. So we won't turn this one on just yet, the olive-based one. We'll do that manually later. All right. Looking at other things. Anything else here of note? We do need to get some honey up to the cereal factory. That's probably something else that we can finish the day on. Let's run this back down to the farm, and we'll finish the day off by a quick little honey pallet delivery, and also we'll get that field finished off. So let me do some jump cuts here, a little bit of time lapsing, and I'll see you at the end of all of that.
I know the next morning when the sun goes down, it might be the last day of you and me. You're lying next to me with heavy eyes while I shiver inside with a heavy heart. I know what I've done, and I'm too
So while that planting goes on, let's organize these honey pallets. They're too heavy to carry, so we will need a forklift. Let's find one of those. We'll load up as much as I think is practical. And just make sure that that cereal factory continues to work. This trailer won't hold that many anyway. Nothing more is spawning here because we put down a production that actually now acts as the bee spawn point, and you can see that in the list. It actually turns up in this building. We can actually visit it. This nice asset. I'll put the name on the screen. Yeah, you acts as a bee collection point, and it automatically goes into storage, and then you can deliver it and also export it out of the building as well. If you change it from distribute to storing, they'll start to come out here. But yeah, nice little way of getting the bees a little bit more under control. Alright, let's get these loaded up. Not sure, I think I might make them too high as I stack them. So let's get that done. I'm not going to do this as a time lapse. We can actually keep the speed quite normal here. You can see how good my forklift skills are. Yeah, so let's talk about the next couple of months. So obviously we'll keep all the animals happy. I want to get horses started. We've put the investment into the paddock and giving them food and everything. But we need to actually start buying them and training them. The training side of it I've never done, so we're going to have to learn how to do that. Well, it's quite heavy. The pigs have now been fed, and so we actually need to start moving on to the concept of have we started to cull them. I don't think they're old enough for a cull yet, but that is something we're going to have to start paying attention to. There is eggs on the ground, so we can make sure that we deliver those eggs to the, I think it's the bakery, so that we can make cake. I'm not overly investing in chickens in this series. I'm just going to have them, and yes, we may cull them every once in a while if we do happen to hit the limit and get a small amount of money for them. They only make like $1,000 when you sell a chicken, so it's not the biggest deal. There's way better ways of using our time to produce more money. The goal in the final year, which is what we're moving into now, I'm guessing we're going to get to about episode 70, I guess, somewhere around there. The goal is to have a dedicated field for every crop, and so I think we're 2 or 3 fields short right now. So over here on the right hand side behind the sugar beet, which is like way over there, there is a nice bit of property. Actually, I'll look at the map for that. Over here, this property here, so I think we'll make some pretty obvious rectangles in here, and that will allow us to have 1 field for every crop type. We may also buy 34. You can see right now that would finish the grid by buying those 3. Our finances are dire. This is the maximum loan, 815 right now. And so we do need to be a little bit more careful with money going forward for at least the next couple of months and get some of that debt paid down, just so we have the ability to afford things in the future. Try to get something going here. Drop that down. Clean this up. Yeah, it's very tempting to use super strength on this one, but the goal is not to use super strength in this series. Maybe I should zoom in a bit. There we go. Should be square enough. These are quite small. They're only 200 litres each. So most pallets are 1,000 or 2,000. So we're not actually flush with honey. There's not that much there. We've put down, I think, 4 honey bee hive things at $17,000 or $19,000 each. So I am cognizant that we do need to make some money off these bees at some point. I'm trying to look for 2 crates that are kind of stacked neatly in the first place. They're a bit of a mess right now. Yeah, so we need to, in the next couple of months, make about 2 or 3 more fields and beat the March planting. The timber mills are completely empty of wood, so there needs to be a fair bit of logging. Most of the fields are now prepped. We've had the plow and the stone picker go through them all, so from a field point of view, the current field point of view, there's not much work left to do. When it turns up to March, it will be a simple, just go out there with a planter and get that done. I think from the production's point of view, the only ones missing right now are the ones to do with the iron ore, which makes metal, which is important because we need them, those 2 production, to finish off the platinum expansion stuff and all of the productions that require metal. So that does need to get done, but our loan situation is the problem. So until we have that loan down to $200,000 or $300,000, I won't go spend the other $300,000 to get that active. What else? Yeah, as each month goes on, we'll go around and sell whatever pallets are on the ground. Very, very soon, I want to get down a mod that is a warehouse. So kind of think of it as a silo. There's 2 modes to the warehouse mod. I don't want that many. There's one where it acts like a silo, and one where it acts like a production. So the production one, it will basically, like that bread over there is a good example, it will actually accept that automatically rather than it being spawned, because you set the bakery to distribute. It'll go into the warehouse, and then if you activate the production again for that particular item, it would then distribute it to the next thing. So it will take both like intermediate goods, like flour for example. That's not the mode I want to use it in, because it doesn't add it to our numbers. I want a mod that's going to give us numbers in here. And so we're going to run the warehouse, like all this type of stuff. We're going to run the mod in more like silo mode, where we need to manually deliver it to it, and then we also need to manually take it out and take it to whoever needs it. But we will get a stat because of that. So I want to get that down sooner than later. The plan, cool little lizard Santana here. The plan, well, that trailer is very, very deep in the ground. I think we overloaded it. My plan is to actually delete the sawmill that's over here on the right hand side and put it there, because I want it to be like the silo district. So the problem is this guy still has 42,000 liters in it. What I'm going to do to accelerate that, because it's only using 200 times 24, so it's only using 4,000 a day, so it's 10 months. I want this gone ASAP. So I'm going to activate these 2, and hopefully this will run in parallel, and then it will just get rid of more and more wood faster. We'll clear this out, and then once that's finished, ooh, spinning the tires. Once it's empty, we'll delete it and put the warehouse there, and then we'll rely on the new American sawmill up north here, that big red splodge in the distance, as our platinum expansion style sawmill. Got 4,800 liters on here. I assume, based on how far that trailer is in the ground, is it's seriously overloaded. The Santana, aka Land Rover, seems to be lifted up in the air a little bit too, but we'll get there. The important thing is we'll keep the cereal factory going. Now it looks like we need to do some stone picking out here, so as we do trees and stuff like that, we'll set the stone picker off. Try not to flip here. I don't know what the horsepower of the Santana is. It's doing an okay job. I mean, it's meant to be able to do 75, it can only do 24 right now, so it's definitely a very, very heavy load for it. So the choice here is, do I put it into the warehouse or do I put it directly into the cereal production? I think just for completeness, I'll put it in the warehouse. It's set to distribute anyway, so it shouldn't make much difference. So drive around here and we'll drop it off in our little honey building. Now we're not going to see any money here because it's just into a warehouse. And done. And that trailer's now not in the ground. If we look at that production, yeah, we can now see it's got 4,000 in it and it's distributing. And it's just going to go across here to the honey factory. So on the hour, it will deliver a certain amount. We can just leave that parked right there. Let's have a look at our stone picker and friends. This guy's full again. So I'm going to leave the episode here. I'm just going to go up and down and finish the stone picking and finish the planting of the barley. Don't need to do any herbicide on this field. Actually, I might. Oh, it actually looks like the that guy's also empty of seed. Yeah, so I'm just going to go around, stone pick, and finish off the seeding and fertilizing. And then at night, I'll do the standard gold mine stuff, the water, and all of that stuff. But that will finish off October, and next time we'll see you in November. Of note, I believe, if we look at the map, the sugar cane is ready. So our field over here, which is sugar cane, is on its last career growth cycle. It is, I think, fully fertilized. Yes, it is. So we'll have to hire a harvester for that. And I'm pretty sure sugarcane, here it is right here. Yeah, the last month is November. And that will finish off our harvest season. But that will all be next time. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And we'll see you next time on the Everything Challenge as we have every crop, every production, and everything else, farms and animals, all active in our land. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.